This is a Priorat, so it's a blend of Carignan and Syrah, really spicy, really delicious. Our job is to really educate people on why this particular wine is better than that particular wine. What if you're having a specific meal, or what if you want the best value, you have $27 in your pocket. What is the best wine for that? Hi, I'm Diana Hammond and I'm the owner of The Wine Goddess. So The Wine Goddess, we are a retailer of fine wine. We also sell artisan spirits, craft beers, and ciders. And we're also a wine bar, so anytime that we are open, people can come in and have a glass of wine while they shop, or they can come in and meet their gal pals or friends and coworkers after work. So one of the best things about shopping at The Wine Goddess, because wine can be intimidating, and this is something that I'm told all the time. I'm like, I know. We have the greatest staff known to man, and because we are a mom and pop shop, we literally know by name probably about 85% of the customers that come through here. They know us personally, they know, that Maya just got a new cat, or, Morgan's daughter has just entered the 5th grade. I think that takes a little bit of that intimidation factor out of the equation, simply because you're talking to your buddies, you're talking to your neighbors, so that helps a lot.
All right, with tax, it is going to be $29.
Our price points are the sweet spot, and I think the reason for that is we take kind of a European approach here. I think people should drink wine every day and not just as a special occasion beverage. So you have to make wines affordable. We have to make those $15 wines, those $20 wines, $25 wines really good for everyday consumption. Will you do me a favor and find out how much Pesquier Quintensis that you guys have in stock? I am from Chicago. I grew up in the western suburbs of Chicago, Lisle to be specific. I did go to school out in the West Coast. I was not into fine wine when I was at the University of California, Berkeley, because I was poor as a mouse. But after college, I thought I was going to go on to get my PhD in English literature, and the 4 schools that I applied to thought better of it. So I kind of was like, what am I gonna do? And I happened to be living with a roommate at the time who was high up in the offices of the corporate Whole Foods. And she said, well, why don't you like wine? I see you drinking wine all the time, you can start buying wine. And so I started buying wine out at the Whole Foods Palo Alto. So that's how I got my first buying job. Did I know what I was doing when I first started? Absolutely not. I worked at the Whole Foods for a couple of months, and then a friend of mine, actually from Illinois, from my high school, started working for an internet startup in 1998, which was then called Virtual Vineyards, which morphed into Wine.com. And she basically said, hey, the wine team at Wine.com is looking for another member, and at that time the wine team consisted of 2 master sommeliers and a master of wine, and they really needed somebody like young and impressionable. In my interview I said, hey, I know nothing compared to you guys, but I'm a really hard worker and I can empty spittoons. So they took a chance on me and they basically taught me literally everything I know. All right, my dear, I have your Malbec. This is from Patagonia, Argentina. Enjoy. The Wine Goddess, how did I get the name? I wanted a name that specifically said that I was female, because the Wine Goddess started as a consultancy business. When I got back from the Bay Area, it was mostly, hey, you want to open a retail store but you don't know how to do it, or you need help with your wine list. So I wanted to convey that I was a woman, because back then wine was really a male-dominated industry. It's not anymore, I'm happy to report, but 20 years ago, females were kind of the anomaly. It was a very male-dominated industry. I love wine retail because it's so social, Every single person that comes in, you're you're kind of getting into their head, and they'll tell you things like you would not believe, like, well, the mother-in-law's coming in here, that bag of bones. She's only happy if I give her Chardonnay from Paso Robles. I'm like, where did she come up with this Chardonnay from Paso Robles? It's like hardly existent. And they're like, I don't know, it's her jam. We've got to find one. And I'm like, okay, let's see what we could do. Each transaction is like kind of hilarious in and of itself. And also, people are just in a good mood when they're buying wine. They know that the end game of buying this bottle is a nice dinner with friends or a birthday gift for their, loved one, or, So it's kind of a joyous thing. That's really what it is. We are retail.